So much to our sponsor. Well, I'm very, very excited about this. I am a social media challenge. I used trending in the wrong context once, and I put it down. And I was so involved by
actors shows. That's the difference between Fanology and Go Go Go. Have I sort of covered it enough?
You gave the audience today. If I may, do I have anywhere from somebody like Waka Flocka for over 4 million people already follow Rantia, for instance, plead every single person out here or write what your brand is. Social channels, background. So I've documented about the Rolling Stones and background we at Fanology bring to the table. What story do we want to craft over post once every other? So what story do you want to tell over a long arc? I think all the chat.
I think one of the things also, and I think this goes to show whether you are where if you want to market budgerigars to be friends with budgerigars, the internet, a millionaire making fake
cigars, and I don't
and you just want to crack the cracking of the neck. I would never. He's a millionaire because he started making birds, and they're in a beautiful that script to begin with. What is your audience? And the more around the world where this will ring in on that audience to other audiences naturally resonate with.
Yes, I completely concur. Talking about this.
Can I just grad school? They were loved out of control, and one from a payphone because I believe everything. But I built this through. You can do about targeting advertising now is you can go in and really tech group and test on them before you take it out.
You mentioned TV in the comment stating how anybody can produce and promote music.
Democratizing at the moment. A lot of them, and we now more examples. They started filming time. They hadn't even made a film before. They knew their audience. They knew that audience was available, and they had a script putting together this film and this amazing film coming out. And is international, but that is to today. Slowly, these guys are well ahead of it. Keep working hard.
You wrote for scripts, and then Blast Moment that you.
Was there a specific where I knew it was going to be a series that was a lot of fun? They did Facebook pages, so this was '97, so very early. Yeah. And naturally, point of view was the emergence this piece. These water cooler. He goes, oh my goodness! Not only was that a water cooler moment, we can now tap into every water cooler around the world. Show. So ABC Family don't really care what happens internationally to it, and yet that shows
wherever she goes now too. So it's a win-win, really. Start to see the importance and means right. So in social media, people who can ship a story talk on why.
Charlie bit me. I mean, it's not the best piece of content in the world. It's massive, and there aren't that many how people can actually. So social media is definitely not
ability to directly to somebody. Speaking of what experience,
social media isn't just Facebook. It's great people, fantastic. Is that a niche site? You have to be social with Shay, absolutely nuts, and traffic around that show and.
Brand social space. She was from her knees down to spine. Personally, because on a campaign that is building people, we really sing, and where I really love the space. I love it.
There's a lot of combos on the fly when Beyonce turned the lights. Some maybe not so successful stories.
Probably both the same. Both the brand spending $250,000 on a TV view from so much so Mexico was the second around the Super Bowl. So on the other, you can go in with someone with 1 million fans, just learning us. These have so much to go in and own that. I can't even tell you whether it was ice hockey or basketball or what have you. and it just, but by and large, it can be to drive value.
Thank you, thank you. Did anyone have any questions for them?
What kind of a technology or
So $5 million.
He's being funny, no. Right. So understand what attached you to our hose for a few months so that we could want real numbers.
is one?
Point in training is what you platforms and Instagram. It is still free. You as many views as you have fun and how easy to build your fan base without putting miles in a month. And these are numbers and then you're spending 20,000 just on realistic that you can make some headway and make some health working two different
About the on a Facebook or what have you, as opposed to full.
So if you were me or
as well. In fact, we're working very. The film is also completed, have a proper distribution, and this social media is fuel. And how easy it is. Yeah.
I think the film, right? When I say, oh yeah, we did this much, then the local DVD distributor took, and then the local distributor took his cut, through Bruss his cut, and then we have all our expenses off the top. It's film, and you put 10 times like this at $10.
Yep.
On the wall, and they're ticking plus 5. We go to who do we sign? In your case, madam, you can start to ask instead of being work that you've done, and that goes for pilot that no one's going to do anything.
So I live in LA currently. New, bigger idea of, and so there are a lot of writer or an actor. Their focus brand.
I would give it that one thing. I would as well, and one of the other reasons Richard didn't really touch on that Fanology came from you do in LA, and building a that supports you. You're halfway there. However, she really wants to is action, but she has put her in a position. She is now in a position, and then finally,
Let's always someone by a better writer and a better director. So difficult to get anyone if it's the producer who's going to push it, no matter what. That's going
you have to be your own one shepherding it if it's your project.
Our agencies now is a Super Bowl. That we work with, and then there's the new school where you guys new school, or do you think the old agencies are going to start adapting to this as well?
Bye.
Richard, go.
Willingness to support us, so full collaboration, and Shay's to be there and our audience, and will ever always be there for each group.
and if I had branded myself specifically, I wouldn't have done the work that I did to move outside my ethnicity. Still have her. I'm a teacher, but
Perfect book. Book now. So depends. That's where you need to go. So two things. I remember. I don't know how many people actually know what that is, but it's actually pop a hole in a take that side, and I think that's where we as influencers. If I were you, and so it can build there, and it's a place to build. However, it is a everyday experience. We have Facebook because our peers are there. I'm telling, so you have to understand what, yes, it's important for you to be there. It's important you need to figure out people. Does that make sense?
yes.
SeriesFest has an Instagram account.
When I say free, I just want that you understand they can't resist and have a fan base. And it's even 5,000.
So it's currently online. We have our free direct.
An influencer in that space, meaning which I don't believe that and we work really hard to get them in that right in the algorithms, because every time, and that's something you need. In fact, her too.
Aggregate everything to your website is also important.
Average of something like, my goodness, this is much being said, has how to monetize it and have a build on Vimeo. You'd have to have a really good aggregate. So if that's
follow up on his, which is just information and photograph for more detailed information.
them having, but then you have to hope.
It exists, and like following actively updated daily. Like
So
our
it becomes
social-
your life too, and
If they
that's super fun ones, right? They really want a lot of gold mines. It's going to be content. Quite Toyota's one. Starting from zero up, that may be interesting.
Yes.
Thing in the world.
Dramatic films. Not. I've started trying.
Okay, so if I were you, dramatic acting can be something. I was saying yesterday, what I said that. So there's sounds that, like I said, if I really wanted to build her video on, she's 9 years old. She has a video. She has a video. I know what it is. I wish bring her next year. That's my husband. That's her. Think it's like this gentleman named or shy, any of that, and then a lot of what I call community management to make somebody else feel great. But it really is defining what that little and moving. Great voice, yeah. I mean, find your niche, find what that is. And as well, we as women, they panicked. They said we're not. It depends when I can. I mean, who knows? It is right now. One of today pilots actually asked, and I was like, this sounds bad. And I think it's enough to know in starting from zero, because that's who's going to be sitting there. Ask them in a way, and if you go to tap into this on our amazing audience though, and audiences, women, men, this age to that age, gates are wide open, right? You can pick up a camera to just regulations film around those, right? And they created some of the most masterful things, like hold it back. That things are what's going to actually be my final piece of.
It's very true that what you say that a lot of times, and we see this, investing some time will be very beneficial. Sir, I know you had a question.
A series or a production.
Awesome.
And I'm also school in a lot of ways. Yet probably for the last 12 years or more, I've had both because I'm looking for directors, series, feature films, episodic pilot work. I actually get calls from folks saying, "Hey, why don't we bring you on?" So that does including screenwriters. Any advice? I sometimes want enough. It's like my 14-year-old son said, "Yeah, Dad, I'm doing kind of."
We've had some really great success. No, it sounds like you're doing it. Like really, either does it really?
Yeah, related is someone that's a producer director. You'd like, no, I haven't. Well, then it's like, no, I'm.
So fortunately, as well, their presence in social because you're sitting here, and the people who are putting the shows together. But LinkedIn and numbers, recognizing who you are in the. I just it's really neat. Whatever, independent.
About 4 directors.
Yep, that's it. So make it for out. This is brilliant. Thank you for you.
Excellent.